All right, good morning, class. What today's video is going to be about is how you can actually make a website using Adobe Spark. I know some of you guys might know how to use other platforms. If you want to approach me about that individually, we can do that. But for right now, if you don't know how to use any other website builder, this is the one that we're going to use. And even if you do know how to use some others, this might end up being the one that you end up using, just because it's one that's going to create something that I know most know how to grade, but also something that I can help most with. So whenever you are signing into this, you'll come to you can type into Google Adobe Spark, or you can also just type in Spark. Sometimes that might pull it up. You can also type down into the search bar Spark, and it should pull up. Let's try Adobe Spark, and you should have a thing that pulls up for Adobe Spark login, and we actually should have it on your computer as well. But when you do click on that, you're going to get to a page that looks like the one that I show you here. And you're going to want to click on the Login with School Account. So when you click on Login with School Account, you're going to get to this sign-in page, and you're going to type in your email. Yours is a little bit different than mine, but yours is going to have the @ccp-stl.org instead of full Chaminade. You also have the numbers after your name also. Then you're going to click Continue, and you're going to type in in this case, your password for logging into Canvas or logging into your computer. They should be the same, and it's going to be the same password for this. This is all part of your Microsoft account. So when you do sign in, it's going to bring you to this page here. And this is going to be the general Adobe Spark page. You can choose from a lot of different templates. We're going to be choosing from the web page template for this one. So if you click on web page, you can see down here I have some other sample projects that I've started working on at different times. But you can click on web page, and you're going to add a title. You guys know one of the best species in the world is an alligator snapping turtle. And so you'll want to make sure the title of your page is your species. You also want to make sure to add a subtitle. And you can choose to do this in a few different ways. You could say a species on the brink. All right, in other words, it's close to extinction. You could say of extinction. All right, you could say the North America's largest freshwater turtle. All right, whatever it might be, you can be creative with the title, or on the very, very basic level, you can also just use the scientific name. Now, the only problem with using the scientific name on certain fonts here is that it doesn't allow you to change this to italics, which is something that you're going to want to do throughout the presentation. If you don't have it in italics right here because the style of this particular web page doesn't allow you, don't stress too much about that. But remember, in general, scientific names for things are written in italics, and that's just to help to draw attention to the name. There's different themes you can choose up here. So you could choose to do a dark theme. It might change some of your text. You can also choose to do this. You can see this automatically has the subtitle be written in italics. It's totally up to you. You can also change even more details about it and choose color and different options there. So then you have these plus symbols below. This is where you're going to start adding the content. The biggest thing you need to remember with a web page, as well as with the brochure, is that you want to make sure to give structure to it. And so rather than just automatically starting to write, let me get rid of this box here so we can write again. Okay, so instead of just starting to write text and just saying the alligator snapping turtle is cool, instead of just doing that, it's going to be more beneficial to start putting some headings in. And so you can do that in a few different ways. You can click on the text, and you can click on different heading sizes here. And as you do add that, all right, you might want to say something like, you could use conservation status. All right, and you could say, oh, actually, I wanted to talk about that I wanted to talk about conservation later on. And so maybe I'm going to add another title before that. And I'm going to have this title talk about the natural history. All right, and then you might say within that, you might have another title. All right, and you might say something like the food, or what do they eat. All right, you could say things any number of ways. All right, but however you choose to represent this, you should try and put some structure in here that isn't just you writing paragraph after paragraph, because you'll score a little bit lower on the organization level of it, and it just won't look as nice. So make sure that you're including that in some way. And then finally, after you've added the structure, that's when you're going to start adding the more significant content. Okay, so you can add plus, add the text, and you can just give normal size text when you're writing in here. So the default is just normal size. So you'll want to make sure to mention all the things that I talk about in the rubric. This could be this species is used to be threatened with extinction, but is now doing much better because of conservation actions of many. All right, and so you can see how you can start to build a narrative. You can either use paragraph form, you can use bullets. That's up to you to be creative with it. I'm less concerned about whether or not you write in all bullets or all in paragraphs or a mixture of both, but you just need to have the content there, whatever that content might be. You can also start to add pictures. So as you start to add pictures, you can do photo grids. So this is where you add multiple photos. You can do individual photos. So you can find some on the internet, or you can obviously upload some of your own. And I can't remember if I saved this photo in easy space for me to find really quickly. But when I look at my individual photo, let's see, you're going to end up finding, there we go. No, that's not it. Okay, so you get the point here. So you're going to be able to find a photo. Let's just upload this one as an example, even though this isn't a alligator snapping turtle. So you can upload a photo in it. You can actually put captions to it. You can move whether or not it's in line with the text or other places. All right, you can add text below it. All right, so any number of things you can do to make it kind of creative and make it your own. So this is as you're doing all of this creation side of things. And let me take one step back here. As before you even do this creation, as soon as you've created your web page and given it a title, one of the things you want to do is click Share. And you're going to click on Publish and Share Link. This is really important. So you're going to click on Publish and Share Link. All right. You can say Continue Without Brand. Okay. And here's your title of your presentation. I suggest titling it something that is connected to your name as well. All right, so I'm just going to say Mr. Kelly, okay, and then I'm going to pick a category. This is for education. All right, you can tell who the author is, and photo credits if I needed to do that. I'm going to. This is just if you want to make it available under your particular profile, and you're going to create a link. As that link's being created, what it's doing is it's publishing the information that you have, or giving it to the point that you can publish it. And then you're going to copy this link. This is super important that you do early on in today's work. Then you're going to open up the Canvas page, and you're going to find Science. And hopefully you already have that page open, because it's going to be something important to be looking at as you're working on this project. All right, but you're going to find under Modules, you're going to find Part 3, which is the Endangered Species Project Part 3. This is the ed puzzle you have to watch about the grading rubric. You're going to click on Part 3. All right, and then you're going to click on Submit Assignment for You. This is the teacher side of things. And you're going to submit that link. Let me show you that real quick. So you're going to say start assignment, and you can submit a website URL. So you're going to, if you're submitting the brochure, you'll end up uploading a file. All right, but if you're submitting this, you're going to end up submitting the link. Okay, and then you're going to say submit assignment. Okay, now all that's done, it doesn't mean that you're done with this project, but it means now that anytime I go in, all right, you can say submission details, and I can now click on, and I'll be able to see any updates that you give to your website. It's going to take a second to load here. Any updates you give to your website from the Adobe Spark page will be able to be visible after you update the link. So as you go throughout the project and you're happy with the work that you've been putting in, you can always go back in here. Okay, you can click back on share, publish and share link, and you can just say, let's see, continue without brand, and it should allow you to just update the link. So as you go throughout the rest of the project, if you've worked on it for a day, let's say, go back in here and click on update link. And all that's going to do is make any changes that you've done throughout the day. It's saving them in the background, but it won't actually update on this page until after you click update link. And so now your page is going to be uploaded, and I'll see the newest version of your work here. I hope that helps. Come by and see me if you have any other questions about that. But have fun with this, guys. Include links. Make sure to include your sources at the bottom, and make sure, like I said, just to have some fun. You can also put videos and media in there, or some of your own personal photos if you were on a family trip and saw your species. Anything like that that might make it more your own. Thanks, guys.